Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ayodeji Matuluko. This video is in response to my friend and fellow PhD colleague who requested that I share how I managed to maintain momentum while writing up my PhD thesis. So first of all, a disclaimer, I absolutely do not know what I am doing and this information may not apply to someone in a similar situation. I'm literally just showing up every day and trying to make the best of this tough writing up period. Writing is not easy, especially when you have a large 80,000 word thesis to complete like me. Anyway, I think there are some things I do that have worked for me so far and which may help somebody else. So firstly, planning and scheduling are very important to me. Planning for the year, the quarter, the month, the week, and each day. At the beginning of each week, mostly on Sunday nights, I review my past progress and make a schedule for the week. I always like to plan my time by dividing up the different aspects of my life and listing out what needs to be accomplished that week or month. So of course, my PhD is my number one priority now. So at present, it majorly involves writing up. I outline in my notebook every week what I need to accomplish for the week. So I divide up each section or chapter I'm writing up and allocate time to each aspect. I also fit in time for lunch, breaks, and miscellaneous stuff. I usually transfer my schedule into my Outlook calendar or set reminders for specific things on my phone so I get daily prompts and can stay on track even when I don't feel like doing anything. My second important strategy is meal planning and basically feeding myself well. So I do most of my meal prepping on weekends as I take my weekends off from any PhD work since I would have worked really hard during the week as per my schedule. So the weekend is a time for self-care, reflection, and meal prepping for me. Meal prepping could include cooking a pot of soup that will last me for about 2 weeks and which I can have during the week with rice, pasta, and so on when I pack my lunch daily. It's also important to me that what I eat tastes like home, which is Nigeria. So something that is spicy enough, especially, that really helps my mental health and kind of reduces homesickness. I also usually prepare lunch every morning before I head out, and I have that packed to go to the university. Breakfast is also important to me, and I also usually have breakfast at home. But on days when I don't have time to make breakfast, you may find me at Greg's and Starbucks picking up something for breakfast. Then my next strategy is to actually show up. Now, this is easier said than done. So showing up at my PhD office means just getting out of the house with a frown on my face and taking the bus, which I don't enjoy, but I do anyway. I get to the university in less than 15 minutes and it's time to start working. So I prefer to work in my PhD office every weekday as this allows me to stay focused, achieve more writing, and avoid the risk of sleeping off at home instead of working. That's what works for me anyway, so others may find home working suitable for them. The most important thing is to find a place and system that works for you and where you can be productive. Also, my office is quite quiet now as my other colleagues either work from home or have rounded up their PhD, so most days I have the office to myself. Most days, when I resume work, I may not feel motivated at first, especially on a Monday, and I usually try to get into the swing of things by looking through my weekly schedule and figuring out what I should be doing. So I start writing slowly and just put one word after another, or I just read feedback from my supervisors and so on. Sometimes it is really not easy to concentrate, and you can find me on Twitter or I just yield to watching a YouTube video. And sometimes I also use deep focus music to focus while writing, or I listen to my playlist to feel better. I can't listen to music with lyrics while writing. So when I have this music on, I may be reorganizing sections or doing something that requires less focus. And sometimes the lack of focus is due to being hungry, especially when it is lunchtime. So I listen to my body, and I find that most times after I eat well, I just start to work better and the words start to flow. So being well fed is quite important to me. I also snack in between to maintain my glucose levels and energy. After a day of writing or trying to write, I also need to know when to stop. So most times when I have gotten into a good headspace and the writing is going well, I struggle to stop, but I have to be disciplined and stop working to avoid long hours. When I work unnecessarily long hours, I end up feeling too exhausted and I may have trouble sleeping, and that influences my productivity the next day. By the end of the day, I feel fulfilled, and I would have maybe kept a note for myself on my Word document or in my notebook on where I need to continue from when I resume work the next weekday. So yeah, that's really a day in my PhD writing life, sprinkled with some tips I think have helped me so far to stay on course. I hope you also find what works for you. Overall, I think being disciplined and setting one's eyes on the goal will really help to keep up the momentum. And of course, food is very important. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future updates. Thank you. Bye.